Sri Gurubhyo Namah children, welcome to online session. Already we are discussing about surface chemistry. Yesterday's class I told about the characteristic features of physical and chemical adsorption. Today we are going to compare the physical and chemical adsorption. There is a comparative study between the physical and chemical adsorption. So shall we see children one by one we are going to see. So this can be a 5-mark question. So one distinguished type question will be there in the question paper. So this can be asked as a distinguish. So distinguish between physical and chemical adsorption. There are so many points we are going to discuss and one by one we are going to say. So I want everybody's attention here. So be attentive. So questions will be asked here and there. So I want your complete attention here. So I am going to start now. The first one, actually this slide talks about the comparison, that is the differences between physical and chemical adsorption. I have divided the page into two. There are two divisions. Left hand side I have physical adsorption and right hand side I have chemical adsorption. First point we are going to discuss about the force of attraction. What is the first point? Force of attraction. So physical adsorption occurs due to weak van der Waals force. Already I told you, we have discussed. Physical adsorption occurs due to weak van der Waals force. First point, the force of attraction physical adsorption is weak force. Weak physical force, we can call it as van der Waals force. Whereas in chemical adsorption, adsorption takes place due to strong force of attraction. So when the force of attraction is strong, we can call it as chemical bond where the force of attraction is greater. Whereas in case of physical adsorption, there are weak forces, van der Waals forces. You know that physical adsorption is reversible. So reversible means what? Both forward and backward reactions takes place. Both forward and backward reactions takes place. So reversible is not. Both forward reactions as backward reactions are possible, whereas in case of what is that chemical adsorption, it is irreversible. So only one side the reaction is taking place. So first point I told about the force of attraction. So in physical adsorption there is weak van der Waals force, whereas in chemical adsorption there is strong chemical bond. The second point I told about the reversible nature, reversible, irreversible nature. When you talk about physical adsorption, it is reversible. What is reversible? Both forward and backward reactions are taking place, whereas in case of chemical adsorption, it is irreversible. Only one side the reaction is taking place. The next one, when you talk about the specificity, it is not so specific. Why it is not so specific? Because van der Waals forces are universal. Van der Waals forces are universal. So as van der Waals forces are universal, as we are discussing about physical adsorption, so there is no specificity. So it can absorb any gas. There is no specificity of a particular gas that has to be absorbed at the surface. So because van der Waals forces are weak forces which are universal in nature, whereas in case of chemical adsorption it is specific. So we are going to talk about the specificity, more specific. Specificity is greater. Because of strong force. So when you talk about the specificity in case of physical adsorption, there is no specificity because in physical adsorption van der Waals forces are universal forces. So there is no specificity, whereas in case of chemical adsorption, as it is formed due to strong chemical bonds, the force of attraction is greater, so it has got more specificity. And when you talk about the enthalpy of adsorption, what is the enthalpy of adsorption? Heat energy liberated. What is the enthalpy of adsorption? Actually, the amount of heat energy that is liberated. Already I told you. Adsorption is what is an exothermic reaction. What is exothermic reaction? Heat energy will be liberated during adsorption. When you talk about physical adsorption, the heat of adsorption is less. The amount of heat energy liberated during adsorption is less. Whereas in case of chemical adsorption, enthalpy of adsorption is higher. So in case of physical adsorption, even though both are exothermic, both the sides exothermic reactions are taking place. In case of physical adsorption, as the force of attractions are weak, van der Waals forces, the amount of heat energy liberated is less. Whereas when you talk about chemical adsorption, the heat of adsorption, because here the adsorption is taking place due to strong chemical bond, due to strong attractive force. As a result, the amount of heat energy liberated is greater. Therefore, heat of adsorption is greater. And when you talk about the gases adsorbing on the solid surface, gases that are adsorbed at the solid surface, more liquefiable gases. The gases that readily undergoes liquefaction, that can be easily liquefiable or adsorbed readily. So, liquefiable gases have critical temperatures. So, the highly liquefiable gases, they can talk about the critical temperature. What is critical temperature actually? It is the temperature at which the gases can be, what is that, liquefied. So, critical temperature is the temperature at which the gases can be, any gas can be liquefied. So, when the gases have high critical temperature, adsorption is greater. So, when you talk about the liquefaction here, so more easily liquefiable, that is the gases that can be readily liquefied, can be converted into liquid, those gases are preferred. So, here liquefiable gases have critical temperature. So, critical temperature and adsorption are directly proportional. When you talk about chemical adsorption, gases which form compounds with adsorbent alone undergo chemical adsorption. So here we have to select the gases which can be adsorbed at the surface of a particular adsorbent. So in case of physical adsorption, we are going to select the more liquefiable gases which have critical temperature, whereas in case of chemical adsorption, gases that can be adsorbed on a particular adsorbent, those type of gases are selected. Next, when you talk about the physical adsorption, decreases with increase of temperature. So, in physical adsorption, temperature and adsorption are inversely proportional. So, when the temperature is greater, adsorption reduces. So, when you are going to increase the temperature, there will be decrease in adsorption. So, adsorption and physical adsorption and temperature are inversely proportional. Whereas in case of chemical adsorption, increases with increase of temperature. In case of chemical adsorption, as it is strong chemical bond formation, so adsorption, chemical adsorption increases with with the temperature. As we are increasing the temperature, chemical adsorption also increases. And when you talk about physical adsorption, low temperature is favorable because it is a weak physical force. So usually in physical absorption, what is predominant? This physical absorption is possible only at low temperature. Only at low temperature physical absorption is possible. When you are going to increase the temperature, what will happen? There will be decrease in the absorption. Absorption will be decreased. Next, high temperature is favorable. So in case of chemical absorption, as it is strong chemical bond formation, so there we need high temperature. There in case of chemical absorption, temperature and absorption are directly proportional. Where when temperature increases, absorption also increases. Whereas in case of physical absorption, temperature and absorption are inversely proportional. Usually for physical absorption, low temperature is required. That is the favorable condition. Low temperature is the favorable condition for physical absorption. When you are going to increase the temperature, physical absorption decreases. Whereas in case of chemical absorption, high temperature is the predominant factor for chemical absorption. So when temperature is raised, absorption is also greater. Next, high pressure favors physical absorption. Pressure has to be greater. When the pressure is greater, absorption is also greater. So pressure and absorption, physical absorption are directly proportional. When we increase the pressure, physical absorption also increases, and decrease of pressure causes a desorption. When you are going to increase the pressure, it favors for absorption. When you are decreasing the pressure, what will happen? It will lead to desorption. What is desorption? Actually we have seen. Desorption is nothing but removal. Removal of substrate. So here we are going to talk about what is the desorption is nothing but removal of the substance at the surface. When you talk about the chemical absorption, high pressure is favorable. But decrease in pressure does not cause desorption. So in case of chemical absorption, there also we need high pressure. But when you are going to decrease the pressure, what is that? Desorption is not possible in chemical absorption. Whereas in case of physical absorption, desorption is possible here, because as we are increasing the pressure, physical absorption is taking place. When we are decreasing the pressure, desorption is taking place, removal of the substance from the surface. In case of chemical absorption, high pressure favors for chemical absorption. When you decrease the pressure, there is no desorption. Next, multimolecular layer. So when you talk about the physical absorption, at the surface of the adsorbent, we can see what is that? Multimolecular layers. So you will get a multimolecular layer, one above the other. You can see the layers arranged one above the other, which can be a multimolecular layer. Whereas in case of chemical absorption, it is a unimolecular layer. You can see a single layer at the surface. Whereas in case of physical absorption, we can see multiple layers, the layers which are arranged one above the other. The next one, no activation energy. What is the activation energy? The energy required by the molecules to activate, we can call it as activation energy. So in case of physical absorption, no activation energy is needed, whereas in case of chemical absorption, the energy, the molecules generally requires high activation energy. So in physical absorption, no activation energy is required, whereas in case of chemical absorption, we need high activation energy. The next one is instantaneous. It will not simultaneous will be taking place. It's an instantaneous reaction. So it will be non-stop. You can say spontaneously, instantaneous. Whereas it is a slow process. So when you talk about chemical absorption, most of the chemical reactions are taking place at a slow rate. So when you talk about physical absorption, it is instantaneous. At any instant it can be formed, whereas in case of chemical adsorption it is not like that, because most of the chemical reactions are slow reactions, so the rate of the reaction will be slow. So up to this we have discussed about the the important properties. We have distinguished physical and chemical adsorption. So totally 9 points I have discussed. So I want everybody to go through this so that it will be easy for you to attend as a 5-mark question during the board exam. So the next one we are going to see in the next concept I am going to discuss is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Up to this I am concluding. We will see in the next slide I am going to talk about I am going to explain about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Already we have discussed about the comparative study. We have seen the comparative study between physical and chemical adsorption. Now we are going to talk about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Freundlich, he has given an isotherm in the year 1909. He has given an empirical relationship between the quantity of gas adsorbed on the unit mass of the adsorbent. So Freundlich, he has given an adsorption isotherm. He has given an empirical relationship between the quantity of gas absorbed on the unit mass of the adsorbent. So we are going to talk about how the quantity of gas adsorbed on the unit mass of the adsorbent varies with the pressure. So he has taken two different quantities. And we are going to see the graph also here. We are going to find out the slope. We are going to find out the intercepts of the where to check the validity of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. So we are going to see now. So Freundlich adsorption isotherm in 1909. So Freundlich gave the empirical relationship between the quantity of the gas adsorbed and the Freundlich gave the empirical relation between the quantity of the gas adsorbed by the unit mass of the adsorbent So Freundlich in 1909 he gave the empirical relationship between the quantity of the gas adsorbed by the unit mass of the adsorbent and pressure. At particular temperature, So we are going to give the relation now. X by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n, where n is greater than 1. So x by m is nothing but quantity of the gas adsorbed by the unit mass of the adsorbent. And P is the pressure. K and 1 by n are constants that depend on the nature of the adsorbate and adsorbent. In physical adsorption, with increase in temperature, adsorption decreases. So we are going to see the graph now. Where this is the x-axis. In the x-axis I am taking the ratio x by m. Whereas in the y-axis I am taking the ratio pressure. So pressure is plotted along the x-axis and x by m is plotted along the y-axis. So here at a fixed pressure, there is, you can see 195 Kelvin, 244 Kelvin and 273 Kelvin. See here, at low temperature, at low temperature, adsorption is greater. Adsorption is greater at low temperature. You see, at 195 Kelvin, so adsorption is greater at low temperature. At 195 Kelvin, there is a steep in the curve. There is a steep in the adsorption curve. in the adsorption isotherm. So at low temperature adsorption is greater. So at low temperature adsorption is greater. So at 195 Kelvin there is a steep in the adsorption isotherm. There is a steep in the adsorption isotherm. So at lower temperature adsorption is greater. You see now at higher temperature that is at 173 Kelvin, that is 273 Kelvin. At high temperature, for example, we have got a curve here. At high temperature, that is at 273 Kelvin, there is a decrease. There is a decrease in the adsorption isotherm. So here this is actually Freundlich adsorption isotherm. What I have done? Actually I have taken two different quantities. We are going to say how we are getting the adsorption isotherm. Particularly we are talking about physical adsorption. So I have taken x by m ratio in the y axis. That is quantity of gas adsorbed by the unit mass of the adsorbent in the y axis. What is the quantity I have taken in the x axis? I have taken pressure. So definitely with increase in pressure adsorption will become greater. But here at particular, that is at a constant pressure, at a fixed pressure, when there is a increase in temperature adsorption decreases. So this adsorption isotherm clearly talks about when you see the low temperature at 195 Kelvin, there is a steep in the adsorption isotherm. At higher temperature, what is happening? The adsorption isotherm decreases. That is at higher temperature, particularly physical adsorption decreases. So for physical adsorption, the favorable condition is low temperature. So this is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. We are going to check the validity of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm by taking log and again plotting the quantities in x and y axis. Finally, we are going to get the straight line in this. If you are going to get a straight line in a graph, it talks about the validity of the Freundlich equation. To check the validity, of Freundlich equation, adsorption isotherm. Taking log on both the sides. So what is the equation? Previously we have written x by m is equal to k into p whole power 1 by n, where n is greater than 1. Taking log in this equation, what will come? Log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n into log p. So when you are going to take logarithm on both the sides, log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. So we are going to draw the graph by plotting log p in the x axis, log p in the x axis and log x by m in the y axis. We are going to get the straight line like this. we are going to get the straight line like this, and when you talk about the slope of the line will be 1 by n. And when you talk this area intercept, we can call it as intercept, which is nothing but log k. So in order to check the validity of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, I have taken logarithms on both the sides. So my equation has become log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. So log p I have plotted in the x axis, log x by m I have plotted in the y axis. I got a straight line where I can able to find the slope of the line as 1 by n, whereas intercept of this line is log k. So when you get a straight line in the graph, we can check the validity of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Here 1 by n will have values between 0 to 1. Substitute 1 by n is equal to 0 in the equation x by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n, where n is greater than 1. So when you substitute 1 by n is equal to 0 in the equation, what you will get? X by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n is 0. So n is greater than 1. So what is p power 0? 1. P power 0 is equal to 1. Anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. So x by m is equal to k into 1, or x by m is equal to k. X by m is equal to k, which is a constant. And when you substitute 1 by n is equal to 1 in the above equation, what will happen? X by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n, where n is greater than 1. So what is x by m? You write as it is. P power 1, for 1 by n you substitute 1. So what you will be getting? X by m is equal to kp. So our x by m is directly proportional to p. So what is this x by m? X by m is nothing but quantity of the gas adsorbed. Quantity of gas adsorbed. What is P here? P is pressure. So this Freundlich adsorption isotherm, it got validity only by getting a straight line. That's why I have taken logarithm. I have plotted log p in the x-axis and log x by m in the y-axis. I have got a straight line where I got the slope that is equal to 1 by n, where the intercept is log k. So this equation talks about the validity of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. I have discussed about the pressure with reference to x by m. X by m and pressure I have related. In this case, x by m and pressure are directly proportional. What is directly proportional? Both, for example, if x by m is greater, pressure is also greater. At higher pressure, x by m ratio is greater. At lower pressure, x by m ratio decreases. increases. So when the pressure increases, the amount of adsorption will become greater. When we are going to decrease the pressure, there will be no adsorption, but desorption is taking place. So up to this I am stopping, children. One more Freundlich adsorption isotherm is there. We are going to discuss for concentration. In such a case, we are going to talk about adsorption of solution phase. Here I have talked about the adsorption of a gas on the solid surface. We are very particular here. I have talked about the adsorption of a gas at the solid surface. For this, I have written the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. The next one, we are going to talk about in the next class about the adsorption of solution phase. So there, we are going to plot the graph by taking x by m in the y-axis. Instead of pressure in the x-axis, we are going to talk about concentration. So I am concluding up to this. We will see the remaining tomorrow. Thank you, children.